Hi, everybody. It's nice to have you here for the fourth installment of the Metric Minute, brought to you by Vault Performance. I'm Kareem Derkawi, and this time we'll continue our discussion with force at zero velocity, a pivotal part of the counter movement jump. In straightforward terms, FV0 is a measure of how much force an athlete is pushing into the ground exactly between the eccentric and concentric phases. In other words, the lowest point of their squat. This metric is important for two key reasons. First, it represents how hard and fast an athlete was able to decelerate in the eccentric phase. If an athlete can descend rapidly plus have great eccentric strength, both desirable aspects in performance and rehab settings, then the eccentric phase will finish with a very high level of force. Lower results suggest otherwise and are part of ineffective jump strategies. The second point is that FV0 can give an excellent start to the concentric phase. A primary objective in jump performance training is maximizing concentric impulse, and starting the phase with high force helps tremendously. Lower results compromise jump height and peak power, among other things. Now, training FV0 can be as simple as learning to drop faster or increase eccentric tolerance in any number of ways. However, the full jump movement pattern should never be neglected. Essentially, the take-home message is that FV0 is literally the one data point that is both the overall outcome measure of the eccentric phase as well as the prelude to concentric performance. It's generally desirable to train for a higher FV0. For more details on force at zero velocity and anything else, feel free to reach out to us at Vault Performance. Thank you.
The world of strength and conditioning is filled with some awesome practitioners who are always trying to evolve and continue to grow professionally throughout their career. The problem with many of us, though, is finding a new outlet, a new way, and a new perspective on the questions that we may have, whether it be programming, whether it be situational with dealing with coaches, or whether it be career advice. Because all too often what happens is we get stuck in with the same group of friends and the same group of colleagues that we reach out to for advice repeatedly over and over again. But what we should really be looking for is different perspectives, different people who have been through different situations who can help us make better decisions both for ourselves and our athletes. And one awesome place to start with that is the forums in the Strength Coach Network. In the forums in the Strength Coach Network, you'll be able to reach out and get feedback, input, and advice from coaches from all over the world. From everything from career advice to training modalities to programming, there's people there just for the same reason as you are, to try to get better, to learn, to share information, and to grow the field of strength and conditioning. So hop on over to strengthcoachnetwork.com/CVASPS, that's strengthcoachnetwork.com/CVASPS, to dive into all that great content today and get your 48-hour trial for only $1. I look forward to seeing you in the Strength Coach Network.
Hey guys, welcome back to My Thought Mondays, and it is Walks with Walls. Now, I'm a Southern girl, and there is no way I'm going outside in 30-degree weather, so I put my park on and I headed down to the parking garage. I just want to share with you guys a few minutes on some thoughts that I've been having. I went for a hike earlier, and I thought about it, and I'm like, I have got to share this. So I want to talk to you guys about 2020. It's been a pain in the butt. Not so many great things are associated with it, but we tell our athletes all the time to embrace the process. Now, note before I go on this, I want you to realize, I realize people have lost their jobs. I have realized people have lost their lives. I have realized that society in general it's upside down. I get that. I'm not discarding any of that. But what I'm saying is, can we find a way to count our blessings that have occurred in 2020? So when we look back on this, we can say, hey, I took this away from it. So one of the blessings for me has been I've gotten to spend more time with my family, not face to face, but every single Sunday we have a virtual call, which would have never happened. Haven't talked to my family in this kind of sense since I was probably 15 when my parents split. So that's blessing number one, okay? Blessing number two, I got to fellowship with some amazing strength coaches, amazing young professionals in the field. We got to start a virtual internship where we've had over 45 interns join. That's a lot. So that's blessing number two. Blessing number three, I got to have some time that we never had because we're always so busy and figure out, what does Candice want? Not Coach Walls and her elaborate 5-year plan, but what does Candice want? And what's funny is I realized I had this little box that I'm like, well, it's got to be this and it's got to be this and it's got to be done by this time. And then I realized, I created that when I was 23, 24. What does Candice want now? And what I realized is Candice wants things, but she's scared to take that leap and try them. Candice wants things, but she's too scared of what people are going to think. And then I thought, but that's not what you would tell your student athlete. You tell them to embrace the process. You tell these young kids to face fear in the face and just go for it. Don't, no excuses. Well, that's not what Candice is doing. So, about a month ago, I stepped away from collegiate athletics, not because Candice didn't want to be in collegiate athletics anymore, but an opportunity presented itself, and my gut said, Candice, you have to do it. But then I realized the number one thing that happened was, holy crap, I'm scared. I can't do it because of the fear of what other people are going to think. I don't want to do this because will this hinder where I want to be? Which I said, I marked this down years ago of where I thought I wanted to be. And oh my gosh. Oh, did I already say this? I'm so scared about what people are going to think. So I finally was like, wow, Candice, like this goes against everything you ever preach. Do it. Your gut is saying doing it. I'm faith driven. I'm being led to do this. I have no idea why. So I basically said, okay, let's go. And I have no idea what the season's going to bring me. But what I do want to say to you guys is I refuse to let 2020 take charge of my life. I refuse to allow fear to stand in the way of moving forward and seeing where my path is going to take me. And I want to challenge you guys to do the same. Figure out the blessings that has occurred in 2020 for you. And if you're on the fence about switching jobs, you're on the fence about a new relationship, maybe you're on the fence of maybe I want to go try jiu-jitsu, do it. Don't allow fear to stand in your way, and don't allow 2020 to take over your life any longer. So I wish you the best of luck. Hope you guys have a great Monday. And I'm going to go back inside because it's too cold to be out here. Bye, guys.